Hey guys, Cryptopal here. Here with my beautiful girl, Marlene.
Hello.
Hey everybody. So, I was thinking about it and I had figured that, hey, Marlene and I are constantly having discussions with each other. In depth and pretty much whatever. We've been together for years, but we just are able to have discussions about all kinds of different topics, all kinds of different subjects. It doesn't really matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. But it doesn't really matter. In the end, either we come to agree with whatever, hey, okay, yeah, I see your point. Or a lot of times we might be like, you know what, I still don't agree with your point, but that's cool. It is what it is. But it's nice to talk it out anyways and to get an idea for it,
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a debate. It could also just be a random topic.
Oh, yeah.
That's not debatable.
Exactly, which we do all the time.
Yep.
Realistically, I mean, just constantly talking about it. So I figured, hey, I've always kind of liked the idea of doing the whole vlogging or podcast or whatnot thing. So I figured, hey, what a better person to kind of do it with except with her, which I'm constantly having talks with anyways. So again, so we're just going to have a little different topics might come up, and a lot of times we might just let the conversation flow naturally. And we'll just do it for a couple minutes, here and there, depending on kind of how it flows, and just kind of go from there, really. So, one thing that I was thinking about that I saw earlier was about feminists, right? New Age feminists. You know a little bit about those. That they're saying that they no longer want their vaginas to be called vaginas, right? So now they want their vagina to be called a front hole.
That's weird. I've never heard of that. I feel blindsided because I didn't even see the video or anything. So I'm stupid.
So look at
so
look at her face. So yes. So what they're pretty much saying is that they don't think that a woman's vagina should be called vagina. They don't believe that. I mean, granted, obviously not all of them are nothing like that, but apparently some of them are now saying that it shouldn't be vagina and I guess anus or butthole or whatever it is.
Yeah, it should just be front hole and back hole.
It should be front hole and back hole.
Oh my god, you're so ridiculous.
Hey, that's what they're saying. I mean, I didn't say it should be front hole, back hole. They said front hole, back hole. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that as a woman?
No, I think it's stupid.
Why? Why is it stupid?
Because the scientific name is vagina, isn't it? Maybe they have something more complex as a scientific name. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not enjoying this topic. I mean, it's called a vagina. It's not called the front hole.
Okay, but
you know what I mean?
Okay, but from your point of view, let's say as a woman, what's wrong with front hole?
It's so stupid.
Okay.
Front hole.
And again, I'm not making this up. By the way, I'm not making this up. Like this is legitimately something that some women are proposing.
Yeah.
And I just want
front hole.
for it to be called front hole. So.
And the butthole to be called back hole.
I mean,
the anus, I guess, is gonna be called back hole. It should just be called a butthole.
I believe that's what it is, to be called back hole. So front hole, back hole. Now, don't get me wrong. I personally, I'm not having too much of a problem with that. I'll tell you the truth, because if I had met Marlene or some other girl when I was single, and she would have been like, hey man, we're gonna go back to my place and get freaky with the front hole. I don't know how much I wouldn't probably protest to that, but it does sound a little odd. I'm not gonna lie, it is a little odd, and I'm with you. I don't think that you should necessarily just eliminate vagina when you're referring to a woman's private parts there, because that is biological. If I'm not mistaken, that's exactly how it's actually put in a biological text, and just like anus and whatnot. So I think it's a little silly for women to come out and say something like, hey, well, no, it's not vagina, because that's what, like a subjugation of women, or because it was something created by a patriarchy?
I have no idea, because I haven't researched the topic or anything like that, or seen any of the videos.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, I would say you didn't have to really see the video, not necessarily. It's just a topic of discussion, just asking you how you feel about it. That some women want your vagina to be called the front hole.
I don't know, I think that's stupid.
So you would disagree with those women?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. See, so here's at least what I'd say one of the everyday women, right, generally kind of going around, that's like, hey, that's...
Most likely the majority of women would disagree.
Yeah.
Only someone that has nothing better to do would be fighting something so stupid and insignificant like that.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement. I think what's kind of happened is that as the years have gone by, it's just kind of become something else here, because of course if you look at from many years ago, whatever, you did the history, suffragettes and all that kind of stuff, and many years back, right, whatever, 70s, 80s, maybe even before, they fought for all different kinds of rights, which, they had a lot of help as well, right? So a lot of people fought with them, right? So including men that fought with the women, which is, as you know, even at that time,
rights, yeah.
right, that even the majority of women didn't even want those rights, right? Because back then, what was it, that if you were allowed to vote, you also had to enlist in the draft. Right,
Okay.
So a lot of people
Women
they didn't want to vote because they didn't want to be in the draft naturally. So but let's say bypassing all that and going into what it is now, I mean, you would honestly be hard pressed to find some kind of law or something that is specifically for men that it just completely ignores women, or that it says that a woman cannot do it simply because she is a woman. I would say, we've had some topics of these discussions of these topics before.
At least here, Western world, of course.
Exactly, in the Western world, if you really think about it, like could you truly think of something that I can do that you're not allowed to do by law?
No, not really. I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I would kind of bar on that would be something like maybe a special forces or something of that nature in the military. And granted, they have their own concerns and their own other reasons for that, naturally. And I'm sure that if you open it up, I'm sure eventually some women are going to pass the rigors of the special forces, naturally, of course. But besides that, I mean, I can't personally think of too many things that I can do that you can't do legally.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be allowed to do. I'm not sure either. I can't really think of anything.
Barred just by your gender, right?
Of course.
So
I don't know.
Right. So anyway, so we look at there, and just kind of going back to it. So I think that whole front hole, back hole thing is just another way for, I guess, like you said, some women to just make noise, right? To try and keep some kind of cause of some sort going. Just cause. I mean, what was the other one that you saw that was really that you actually saw that I told you about, like the Doritos?
Yeah, something about Doritos specifically for women because women don't like to get dirty.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, so there was this thing where these Doritos, they were making like women-friendly Doritos or something like that. So it had to do with, I believe it was that the Doritos. They weren't as dirty, right? Because when you grab, the chips and all that, your fingers, they get dirty.
With the cheese.
With the So a lot of times you gotta lick them, you gotta whatever the case is. And besides that, they crunch, right? They crunch and they. I mean, I guess that's to some women. I suppose that's like, ooh, right? Ooh, don't make too much noise. So supposedly these Doritos were less dirty and had a very almost like silent crunch to it, you could almost say. They didn't really like crunch like the regular ones. And what is it, this girl came out?
No, that they shouldn't do that because women should be allowed to eat those other normal Doritos and be able to get dirty and make the crunch noise and all of that kind of stuff. It was something silly, but I can't even remember what that feminist name is. But you have seen her a couple times.
I have seen her. A lot of times I would say that she seems to fight causes just for the sake of fighting them and not really to get anywhere. And I think it kind of gets away from helping women to just straight anti-man.
Yeah.
Would that seems about right?
Yeah, but that's how I feel about feminism in general today, Like, they really just have nothing better to do than to just, like you said, make noise. I mean, what are they really fighting for? We already have the same rights that you guys do. They're on that trip about not getting paid enough, getting paid less. But then again, there's no real proof backing that.
I mean,
it's just an assumption or just something that they're fighting for no reason. I mean, where's the proof that that's actually happening, where men are getting paid more money for the same job doing the same amount of work?
Right, and it's funny too that you actually say that, because to tell you the truth, a lot of times they do quote like a statistic or a study, but I'm pretty sure at this point it's been, debunked pretty thoroughly, where they're saying, yes, it shows that there's supposedly, 79 cents that a woman makes to a man's dollar. That's what it's saying. However, that's something on a larger spectrum, really, when you think about it, right? So they take everything that everyone who works in the whole field, whether you be a woman or you be a man, and they just kind of bunch that together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
they take into consideration how many hours you've worked.
Yep. Well, no.
How much work you've done, all of that.
That's the problem though. That they actually they kind of do, but not really. So that's really the issue.
Oh, so they should do that.
They should do that, exactly.
Okay,
so what happens is they actually just bunch everything together. Like, okay, well, hey, overall on an average, women are making this much money, and men are making this much money, but they're not taking the fact, hey, but this dude works 90 hours every single week, and this girl works 50 or 45, mm-hmm. right? Or she takes longer vacations, or she takes more time off, versus the man who might be doing that. Granted, when you take a woman in the same exact job with the same exact title that works the same exact amount of hours as the man does, there's no difference in pay, right? First off, because it's illegal, right?
Yeah,
that's illegal anyways. Like, if a business is actually found to do that, the lawsuit would be ridiculous, mm-hmm. right? So
yeah, that's correct.
So realistically, there's no real gap in that, but some people would try and have you believe that there is, and they'll kind of throw that out to the masses and just say, yeah, there's all this, and women are getting treated unfairly, but and again, from you who you've been overseas in the military and all that kind of stuff, overall I think you're probably treated pretty decent, huh?
Yeah, fairly, I guess. Yeah, just fine. I have no complaints about the military.
Right, or just maybe the working world.
Yeah.
In general, if you think about it, it's not really too much. Of course, things happen, anyone and everyone, and all kinds of little things here and there. But generally, you do your thing, you work hard, whatever. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. For women, as it is for men. So, anyways, guys, so that was one of our little discussions we had there. We're gonna hit these up pretty commonly because, just in general, we do anyways, right? So we constantly having conversations. We're constantly going back and forth anyways. So, yeah, so we're gonna continue to do this. By all means, if you like it, subscribe, and you'll be notified. Go ahead and put for notifications every time that we go ahead and upload these, and all kinds of topics. By the way, we absolutely love any kind of comments, anything of that nature would be fantastic. Or if you wanted us actually
suggestions on what topics you guys want us to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. We're pretty open. We're pretty open. We talk about pretty much everything, right? Look, we're talking about front holes. So,
oh my God.
so the point being that we talk about pretty much anything. It doesn't really matter. So definitely suggestions are always great.
Yeah,
you know.
I think a good topic to talk about next time would be what you think about couples that don't fart in front of each other. Like, what do you think about that? You know what I mean? Because, like, people, if you're a couple for many, many years and you never fart in front of your partner, then, I don't know, just like what you think about that.
Okay, that's
we
a good
could talk about that next time. And then, if you guys are not interested in hearing us talk about that, then you can also put that down in the comments. So
I'm sure you guys will love it, you know, because that sounds like a fun conversation, to tell you the truth. I have a lot I have plenty to say on that, right? Because it's just a fun subject. But there's plenty of subjects out there, plenty of things that we do. Talk about relationships or whatever the case may be, you know, what we do and what we don't do, and your kids, we got plenty of those, right?
Yeah.
Going around doing their stuff. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot. Again, the script file here with beautiful girl Marlene. And, you know, we'll be doing constant uploads. Again, like, subscribe, and any comments, go ahead and post them down below. And we'll go ahead and get back to you as soon as possible, you know. And again, suggestions are great. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.